On May 20th, 2020, Jeff Wittek was involved in a serious accident while filming a video with David Dobrik. The video involved Jeff being swung around by an excavator, but during the stunt, while David was operating, he realised it was going too fast and brought the excavator to an abrupt stop, causing Jeff to collide with the metal structure.
Oh shit!
Jeff suffered near-fatal injuries as a result of the failed stunt, including a broken foot and hip, a torn ligament in his leg, and a skull shattered in 9 places. Jeff underwent multiple surgeries and months of recovery, and the injuries sustained not only affected his physical well-being, but his mental too. Following the recovery, Jeff Wittek released a documentary series called Don't Try This at Home, in which he detailed his experience with the accident and the aftermath. After the impact of COVID, David wanted to come back with bigger and more extreme vlogs and suggested skydiving.
I never loved the idea of stunts, there's always a risk.
You gotta jump 25 times to get your license.
In which Jeff, Natalie and Todd agreed they would take part, while David stayed at home. During the filming of a vlog where the excavator was involved, Jeff wanted to push things even further. Having just jumped out of a plane 20 times, he suggested he swung from the rope attached to the vehicle.
I just jumped out of a plane 20 times. What's the worst that could happen if I swing from a rope over a 1-foot deep lake?
Jeff struggled with the reality of the situation. David and him initially fell out, as Jeff sought to blame David as he was the one driving the excavator. But after some tension, they tried to resolve the animosity by going skydiving together. Jeff wanted David to experience what he felt that day, being so close to death. David reluctantly accepted, and it seemed as if their relationship was back on the mend.
Okay, I'm very glad I did it. Very glad I did it.
So am I. I'm happy you did it.
This was only temporary, as Jeff then outlined in a live stream that David had distanced himself, and even after Jeff went out of his way to protect him, even letting him edit the documentary, showing David in a more positive light, he was no longer willing to sit in silence while David's career continued to grow and no repercussions had.
Has David messaged you to see if you're okay?
Nope, not a text or nothing. Not surprised, you know? It is what it is.
Having suffered serious mental trauma from the situation, Jeff distanced himself from the group, and the resentment for David grew, filing a lawsuit for more than $10 million for general negligence and intentional tort against David Dobrik, claiming he had lost wages and earning capacity and has accumulated numerous large hospital bills. Many viewers call for David Dobrik to be held accountable for their role in the accident and their failure to prioritise safety in their content. David almost destroyed his life. If that was me, I'd be wrecked by guilt and trying everything to make things right. The fact that David hasn't and is just pretending things didn't happen is disturbing. In addition to the controversy surrounding Jeff Wittek's injury, another controversy involving former Vlog Squad member Dirty Dom emerged in early 2021. A woman accused Dom of sexual assault, alleging that she was too intoxicated to consent to sexual activity during a Vlog Squad video shoot. This incident already proved David was more interested in the content instead of the well-being and the safety of others. The final straw for Jeff was during the shoot of Casey Neistat's documentary about David, Under the Influence, where he showed Jeff a clip of David addressing the incident, claiming that it was all Jeff's fault and he always seeks to take things too far. On top of this, although the agreement between David and Jeff was that he would cover the hospital bills, it would seem that this was not the case, leading to further issues for Jeff.
A bill that wasn't paid that I didn't know about because I'm not dealing with it. I have Ivan, my assistant, deal with it, and he goes with David's team, and they didn't pay a fucking bill. I got an infraction on my credit now. I go to get a house and I can't get a loan because now I have another. So it's just like things are piling up over and over again, and just try a little bit.
David addressed these issues in his podcast and formally apologized to Jeff.
And then in terms of his medical payments, so far we've paid. I think I just had accounting check and it was like $78,000 of surgery, and I don't know what that equates to. I don't know what that is, but I just don't love the fact that he's going around saying I don't pay for surgeries. Like, that fucking hurts.
But as per his actions in relation to previous controversy, he played the victim. David describing the incident as the worst thing that ever happened to me and not the worst thing I've ever done is very telling. Who would have imagined David was the biggest victim of David nearly killing someone? Crazy to me that life just goes on for David when he nearly manslaughtered a good friend. The victim blaming here is insane. Of course it was an accident, but it was born out of David's complete negligence. In conclusion, the incident involving Jeff Wittek's injury and the Dirty Dom controversy have exposed the dangerous consequence of prioritising views and entertainment over safety and ethics within the YouTube community. While these situations have been difficult for all involved and Jeff is part to blame for the accident, David's lack of accountability for his role in these controversies has been particularly concerning. He is known for pushing things further and has had several members of the Vlog Squad sustain injuries over the years. Despite calls for him taking responsibility, Dobrik's apologies have been criticised for being insincere and not fully acknowledging the harm caused by his content. This lack of accountability is concerning, as it sets a precedent for other creators to prioritise views and fame over the well-being of friends and collaborators.